Hey! You guys get out of here.
So naturally, after the celebration of LeChuck's death in Secret of Monkey Island, we find our hero Guybrush like this.
Well, well, well. Guybrush Threepwood. You do turn up in the strangest places.
Hi, Elaine. Do you think you could help me out?
How did you get into this mess?
It's kind of a long story.
That's okay. I've got time.
Well, it all started on Scab Island. Some of my admiring fans had pressured me into telling my LeChuck evaporating story once again.
Monkey Island 2 does not differ in terms of gameplay from its predecessor. What I like is a thematical retelling of a story that works better in games from LucasArts than in others. Their games, specifically the adventure games, among them Monkey Island, have no fail state. You cannot softlock yourself or die. And that works perfectly in a game that is one giant flashback in the perspective of Guybrush telling Elaine Marley his story. In normal games, it is usually a conflict because you can die, but if you can, how can you tell the story? It's a minor detail, but I like it.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck could chuck no amount of wood since a woodchuck can't chuck wood.
But if a woodchuck could chuck and would chuck some amount of wood, what amount of wood would a woodchuck chuck?
Even if a woodchuck could chuck wood, and even if a woodchuck would chuck wood, should a woodchuck chuck wood?
A woodchuck should chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, as long as a woodchuck would chuck wood.
Oh, shut up.
We find Guybrush on a beach, bragging about his exploits. Well, the S needs to go, because it's just one exploit. He tells the story of how he defeated LeChuck. And like a band that only had one good number one hit in its lifetime, tells it over and over again.
Yeah, if I hear this story one more time, I'm gonna be crying myself.
Don't you have any new stories?
Well, actually...
Guybrush wants to find the legendary treasure of
Big Whoop.
and starts on Scab Island. He has tons of money in his inventory, which gets stolen by Lago Lacran.
Is this some sort of bribe situation?
No, more like extortion. Here, allow me to demonstrate.
Help! Police!
Scream as loud as you want. Sea or on land, you can't ever hide from Lago Lacran.
The first thing we do is make ourselves familiar with Scab Island. There's the town with the woodworker, the bar, Wally the cartographer, Marty who cleans clothes, along with the three artists from the first game. In town is also a hotel where Lago is staying. There's also the voodoo lady from the first game, a cemetery and a houseboat. There's not much on this island, and definitely not the legendary treasure of Big Whoop.
Excuse me.
Yeah, boy?
Grog, please.
I'll need to see some ID for that.
Will you accept a temporary library card?
Let me see it. Is Guybrush a French name?
No, actually, it's a fictional name.
Oh. All right. Can I get you that drink now?
So we want to charter a ship, but we have two problems. No ship and Lago Lacran. Lago prevents all ships from sailing off the island. I don't know how. He apparently is very strong, but I don't see him sinking a ship from land. They call it the Lago Embargo.
What exactly do you do here?
I'm a cartographer.
You do open heart surgery? In here?
No. I'm the map-making sort of cartographer.
Oh.
We could charter the houseboat of Captain Tread, but we also have no money. We solve the Lago problem by gathering specific items to make a voodoo doll. Typical adventure stuff with digging people over, stealing and grave robbing.
This is creepy feeling.
When we defeat him, we show Lago the still alive beard from LeChuck we took as a souvenir, which is a bit disgusting. But that's a mistake.
That'll teach you to mess with the slayer of the ghost pirate LeChuck.
What's that? You killed LeChuck?
As a matter of fact, I did. Quite an interesting story, actually.
The fortune teller said she did it, LeChuck.
She did she? Does she have one of these?
Is that?
Yes, LeChuck's beard. Still alive and wriggling.
Let me see that. Boy, it is alive. We've been looking for a living piece of LeChuck for years. Now we can bring it back to life.
To charter Captain Tread's boat, he wants money and a monocle. For the money, we frame the local cook and take his job.
Good thing this is a cold soup. Hey, how's the stew tonight?
Stew? Oh, gosh. We only serve gourmet chilled soups here. In fact, our new cook has been working all day on a very special vichyssoise. Let me go see how he's doing. How's the vichyssoise, Bernard?
Excellent, sir. Won't you have a taste?
Oh, I think I will. Oh my God! What kind of demented recipe book are you using? You're fired!
But, sir...
Out! Get out of my sight! Well, here's your soup.
I'm really not that hungry anymore.
Dang. Hey, can you cook?
A little.
How'd you like a career in the fast-paced world of pub food cuisine?
Are you saying?
And for the monocle, we steal it from Wally.
Hey, where's my monocle? I can't see a thing without me monocle.
Monkey Island 2 at this point becomes much more open world than Monkey Island 1. Our goal, the treasure of Big Whoop, can be found with a treasure map, which was splitted into 4 parts. This chapter is dedicated to. It's by far the biggest chapter of the game. We can travel to 2 new islands, Fat Island and Booty Island. I decided to first visit Fat Island.
No, my name is Smith. You must have me confused with someone else.
Smith, eh? That's an unusual name. Perhaps you have some identification?
Fat Island is supposed to be a dictatorship, but you don't see that. Instead you get imprisoned and free yourself shortly after. Then you can practically travel freely and most people seem pretty chill. There's a gambler in the back street and you can visit another back street and get the winning number by solving a riddle. That goes like this.
If this is 5, what's this?
5?
No, it's 3. Watch again. If this is 3, what's this?
4?
No, it's 1. Watch again. If this is 1, what's this?
3?
No, it's 2.
I did not solve it. I was writing down formulas and equations. I tried out many calculations and it's just the number the guy shows you first. Typical overthinking.
I hate losing.
We get entry to an event on Booty Island. Host is Governor Marley, which Guybrush apparently broke up with. On Booty Island we get a costume and head to the mansion.
Nice doggy.
What's the matter there, Guybrush?
What? How did you know my name?
I was talking to the dog. Who are you?
She named her dog Guybrush?
Yeah, I don't get it either. It's not much of a name if you ask me. She says it's 'cause he's dumb and helpless and keeps getting in the way.
We find our old flame and Guybrush is... well, Guybrush.
Guybrush Threepwood?
The one and only Sugar Bear.
Of all the parties in all the houses on all the islands of the Caribbean, he had to crash mine.
It's destiny, honeycakes.
Don't talk to me.
Snugglepuss.
Get lost.
Punky Doodle.
I'm warning you.
pooper duper?
Maybe I should go rake the back 40.
Look at us, together again. Boy, we haven't been like this since, well...
Since I quit my job and moved away without leaving a forwarding address?
Was that what happened? Gee, I thought...
Guybrush, can't you take a hint? We were a mistake. I thought we had an agreement.
I stopped doing that knuckle-cracking thing.
Same old Guybrush.
I realize now what a fool I've been.
Oh, really?
I'd jump out that window to prove my love.
You're getting warmer.
You were right. I was a buffoon. And a weenie.
Oh, Guybrush. I know I shouldn't have anything to do with you. But there's something about your weakness and ineptitude that I find infectious.
Does that mean you're gonna let me have the map?
The map. Is that what this is all about? I should have known better. If the map's all you care about...
I left the map where it flew until later. First, Guybrush steals some stuff from the governor and kidnaps the dog.
Okay, dog. You're coming with me.
We then move to Fat Island, frame another innocent pirate, steal from a library, and then cheat on a bet to get a fishing pole. Everyone knows there's a better way to get a fishing pole, usually involving a cat and a scarf, but Guybrush manages his feat anyway.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Aren't you Guybrush Threepwood?
No, my name is Kate Capsize. You must have me confused with someone else.
Kate, eh? That's an unusual name. Perhaps you have some identification?
My ID's on my ship. Wait here while I go and get it.
Nice try, Guybrush. I don't know how you got out of the jail, but I'm taking you back in.
On Booty Island we find an old friend.
Howdy! Welcome to Stan's previously owned coffins. We handle the dead for a lot less bread. What are you looking for, son? Need a bin for your next of kin? Want a family plot without spending a lot? You're in luck! Just look at all this quality merchandise, never before touched by a living soul. Most of it used only for a few hours. Premature burial, you know. That sort of thing. Well, speak up, or are you dead? Either way, you came to the right place.
He doesn't seem to remember that we practically stole a ship from him, but he has a new business. We want to get a key from him to one of his crypts. So of course we use nails to nail him inside in one of his own coffins.
You know, a person's coffin should reflect their station in life.
But it's open.
It's just as roomy closed. Here, let me show you.
Sure. Try out the lid operation. It's just as roomy closed. See? If you're thinking about one of those cheaper models, first ask yourself, I hear you knocking up there. That's
Stan's Cozy Crypts, a place to spend eternity, not a fortune.
Yes, it sure is nice in here. Hey, I think the lid's stuck. Excuse me, friend. Could you see if the clasp is closed on this?
I nailed them in there pretty good. Don't think I can get them out.
I seem to be stuck. Hello? Is anybody out there? Yoo-hoo! Help! I can't get out of here! Okay, a joke's a joke. Now get me out of here! Open this coffin right now! Anybody? I really am claustrophobic. Someone's going to pay for this. I'd bust out of here, but the dang thing's built too well. Well, if I had to be stuck in a coffin, at least it's the deluxe model.
Since Monkey Island 2, Guybrush didn't do any real pirating, but he did almost every other crime known to man. There's also a disgusting spitting contest we win.
Juices Maximus has returned. Spit away! He's cleared first place!
We gather the rest of the map through various means, but I think we can skip them.
You know, I heard some guys talking about Marley's bust. This must be it.
After getting all 4 pieces, we take it to Wally because we can't read it. Wally suddenly wants us to pick up a love potion from the voodoo lady, which is so very obvious, just there, so Wally can get captured by LeChuck. To save him, we infiltrate LeChuck's fortress.
Eventually, Guybrush and the rest of the slithering cargo are delivered to the very doorstep of the Caribbean's most fearsome villain, living or dead, the ghost pirate, LeChuck.
Ah, LeChuck's crate of voodoo supplies.
You know, we usually don't deliver out this far, and...
You guys bucking for a tip?
Well, we figured since...
Well, you figured wrong. LeChuck don't tip nobody.
Gee.
What a butt.
I'm not hauling LeChuck's stuff anywhere. Especially the way he tips.
In LeChuck's fortress, we meet Wally, who memorized the map. The treasure is on Dinky Island, which funnily enough doesn't matter, because at the end you will end up on Dinky anyway. When we try to find the keys, LeChuck captures Guybrush and prepares the torture chamber.
You see that candle over there? When it burns through that rope, the bag will fall on the bellows. When it is compressed, it will shoot a single lead bullet, which will ricochet off that pan, then off the shield behind me, bounce off that other shield, finally striking the green balloon. When it pops, it will cause that lever to fall, releasing that ratchet on the chain wheel, and sending you down into the pit of acid.
Gee,
Do you know what happens next?
Well...
I will take your bones, still alive and in great pain, and make them into a chair. I will call it my screaming chair.
He didn't say what he was going to do to me.
An ottoman comes to mind. Holy skunk sweat! Ouch!
We meet the hermit from Monkey Island 1 again. His name is Herman Toothrot, and he found philosophy.
And may not riches be found in the words of one who has explored the veiled inner worlds of the self? Speaking of which, I am taking on students for a limited time. I'm teaching philosophy here.
Right here? On the beach?
Sure beats a Tibetan mountaintop. I can go surfing when things are slow.
What sort of philosophy are you teaching?
Neo-existentialist Cartesian Zen Taoism. It's all the rage at cocktail parties this year.
Could you teach me some philosophy?
Okay, here's a Zen koan for you.
A what?
A philosophical puzzle. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, what color is the tree?
Lavender?
Not exactly.
Cyan?
Not exactly.
Magenta?
Nah.
Puce?
Nope.
Aquamarine?
Nope.
You need to guess for a long time until...
All colors?
Exactly! Now, what has this experience taught you?
That philosophy isn't worth my time?
Oh, I'm very impressed. It takes most people years to reach this point. You have learned all that you can from me. Go forth into the world with confidence. I won't even charge you $1.
On Dinky we follow several clues, until we find the treasure and arrive at the starting point of the story.
And you showed up about 3 days later. Will you help me now?
Anything to shut you up. That has to have been the longest story I ever heard. Oh dear.
Boo!
Eek!
Hello, Guybrush.
In this bunker we have to evade LeChuck while gathering some items to finally make a voodoo doll and beat him.
Guybrush!
What?
Come over here.
No way. I'm not that stupid.
But I want you to... take my mask off. See the true face of your brother.
Oh, all right. I'm coming over.
Gently now. Remove my... mask.
My God, you're my creepy brother Chucky.
What? Did you think I was kidding before?
Hey, you kids! You're not supposed to be in here.
Ah, so there you are.
What's going on?
We're scolding you for running off. Your mother and I were very concerned.
Thank you for hunting down your brother like we asked, Chucky dear.
You boys did.
Monkey Island 2 is in essence just more Monkey Island 1. It continues the story and does not bring anything new to the table. That's not quite true. There are some changes. For example, Guybrush in Monkey Island 1 often was more annoying to other people than harmful, but in Monkey Island 2 he has become a real menace. Framing people, locking them in a coffin, stealing and. Most protagonists in adventure games are huge dicks, but this only becomes true for Guybrush in the second installment.
Here lies Nibbles the dog. He was a bad dog. We're glad he's dead.
It also has an ending that seems like a sequel bait, and very inconclusive. It leaves too much open. From the information I gathered in preparation for this video, Gilbert and company left after Monkey Island 2, and they would have led the story in a different direction than 3 onwards. What I also read is that the newest installment, Return, is set directly after Monkey Island 2, and this makes this game the last canon one. Gilbert said he wants to include most story turns from the other Monkey Island games, but there will be changes and this makes the next video in this series a semi-canon one. The puzzles in Monkey Island 2 are worse. There are often huge jumps in logic, and the moon reached the rush limit. Without a guide, I would have never finished this game, and that is a failure of Monkey Island 2, in my opinion. If I would rate this game right now, I would put Monkey Island 1 above 2. We will see what the next game, The Curse of Monkey Island, will bring. Farewell.